Got me a new body, now I need some new dick. No little word trying to stick me like a toothpick. Got me a new body, now I need some new dick.
Shake that ass, bitch. We are back. Did you miss me?
Come on. Look in your eyes, there's no stopping me. I want the gotcha, the crack on top of me. Don't want your snack.
Alright, y'all, let's get straight into this video. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome to the Got Fans Gang. You know, I think that's gonna be my name. Or Essy Gang, like ESSY. Don't nobody call me that, but y'all can call me that. I need a name for y'all to call me because I don't got a nickname. But yeah, enough of that. We are here for a very needed video. A video I wish I had before I took my trip. Just a disclaimer, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If you felt like this video was helpful, you felt like a friend could use this video, you could use this video in the past, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. But now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. For starters, this video is 10 things I wish I knew before going to the Virgin Islands, the US Virgin Islands. Now this video is specifically for the Virgin Islands in general. However, I have only been to St.Croix and St. Thomas. However, you know, if you've been to one of them, you've been to all of them. So the first thing I would like to say about going to the Virgin Islands is that I went there as my first time leaving the country. Although the Virgin Islands is still considered U.S. territory, this is my first time leaving the country. I went there on a vacation, but I honestly feel like that is why my views are how they are for this place. And I do feel like if I went with a big friend group, maybe my encounters would have been a bit different. But needless to say, I still had a good time. But let me just go ahead and get y'all the first point. And the first thing you need to know is that you need to do immigration. Now, granted, the time that I went, I believe I went in 2022. It's in 2024 right now. So it's been like a little over a year and a half. It's about to reach the second year mark. But I went in 2022, and you know, I say that to say because COVID was technically finished, but not. Does that make any sense? Yeah, it was finished, but it wasn't. But that's only important because you have to do immigration. So what I didn't know, and me being naive, if this is your first time leaving the country, welcome to the club. It was my first time too. No, you do not need a passport. So that's 1 and 2. So number 1, you have to do immigration. And 2, you do not need a passport. So you may be asking, like, what do I mean by immigration? I want to put a link, but sometimes the link changes. So I'm going to try and put a link in like the little informational box below this video. But you have to do immigration before you go to the Virgin Islands. What I mean by immigration is that you have to put basically your birthday, where your home address is, contacts of people who live in the U.S., how long you're going to be down there for, where you're going to be staying, and what you're going down there for. Once you do that, you get either approved or denied to go in there. Not gonna lie, they approve basically everybody unless there's something that's like incorrect or you have a typo and they notice it, then that's the only time. I believe you have to upload your driver's license and stuff like that. But once you're done, you get a QR code. And that QR code is super essential because you need the QR code once you go to the airport. See, me, I didn't know this, which is why I'm telling y'all this, because I don't want y'all to make the mistake I did and walk up to the airport and look as slow as I did. Because, y'all, let me tell you something. I was looking pretty stupid when the girl asked me for the QR code and I was showing her my ticket to get on the damn flight. And y'all know how airport people be. They're really like rude, like for no reason, knowing dang well if you knew what you was doing, then you probably wouldn't be doing the wrong thing. But clearly they think everyone knows what they're doing. So someone was nice enough to explain what I was missing and how to do it, but I had to like reroute my flight. I missed my first flight. Like, it's a lot. I don't want y'all to go through what I went through. So please, just go ahead and get it out the way. If you already have your flight booked, you do need to have your flight booked before you do immigration, and you have to put your flight number on there. It's like a whole lot of stuff that go into it. So not only do you show that QR code at the airport, but you also show it when you get off the plane, which brings me to point number 3. When you get off the plane, the airport in the Virgin Islands is nothing like the U.S. airports. You are dropped off by your plane, and a ladder is then connected to the damn aircraft, and you have to like walk down steps. It's like a ladder is literally rolled up to you, and you walk down and you take your luggage with you, or sometimes your luggage is met by you. But yeah, it's really a different process, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like really weird. I wasn't used to it, but the place is very beautiful, so it's gonna be hot. Expect a hot front, not a cold front, a very strong wave of heat. And then you like walk to the actual airport, but before you get in the airport, you have to show your QR code again, and then island military personnel will guide you through. Now, if you do not have your QR code, that's not gonna happen. Go sexy, go sexy, go sexy, go sexy. Yeah, what number am I on? I already said you don't need a passport. No, you do not need a passport. Remember that. You do not need a passport. I would go ahead and get one anyway, but babes, this is one of them trips where you do not need a passport. Next point. So this is just something I wish I knew because I was so stunned. The people that are black, like, I don't know why I was expecting other, but like they're like black, like not like they look African. Not trying to sound like shady or nothing, but like I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was damn near expecting them to look white, but yeah, they're black, and they are called. I don't know what the people in St. Thomas are called, but I know people from St.Croix are called Croatian. So don't go there calling them Corsian or whatever. I don't even know what I thought that was called, but they're called Croatian. So that was something really cool to learn. Next point. One more thing, y'all. I know I keep stopping, but like I said, I think 5 or 10 things that you should know. Don't get on me if I give y'all more than that. If I give y'all more than that, it's because these are things that I really feel like you should know before you go, and things I really wish I should have known. And a lot of times they just come straight out of the dome. My noggin be noggining. So yeah, bear with me. Next point, y'all. The taxis there are so expensive. When you get off your flight, 9 times out of 10, try to book like a morning/afternoon flight, because when you get there, there are going to be a lot of taxis, and there are a lot of people that aren't just necessarily for one place, if that makes sense. So I know when you go to places like Mexico, each resort has their own shuttle that takes you to and from their place. And St. Croix and St. Thomas, it doesn't necessarily work like that, although that may be a case, but a lot of the shuttles go to multiple locations. So there are private companies that will take everybody to each resort, because the resorts aren't really far from each other. So they'll like just go in the line, and wherever your location is, that's where you get stopped. But yeah, that brings me to my next point. Payments. They use US dollars, so please go with a lot of cash and try to break your bills. I always tend to forget this. Whenever I go on trips, I go to the ATM, because 9 times out of 10 I'm doing it last minute. I take out like $2,000 and all $100 bills. Do not go out there on $100 bills unless you're trying to tip people $100 for every service. I would try and break things down by fives. Fives or tens, like not even 20s. Like just break it down to the smallest amount possible. I would probably break $200 into fives and tens. So that's a gem that you really should keep. Back. Let's talk about the resort. So one thing that I would say, and this probably isn't gonna bother like a lot of people, but for me, I like to travel in luxury. And one thing I definitely wish I knew about, the Virgin Islands is that, they're not really as updated as like I would like compared to other resorts. So ever since then, I've traveled to about like 6 other countries. And even countries like Mexico and Jamaica are a little more updated. So I will say a lot of the resorts are outdated. I went to DV Resorts. I'll put that like right here, DV Resorts. And it was newly renovated, but like we were like some of the first people that got onto the resort. So there was still construction. I wouldn't recommend that resort if you like to be on the beach though. The beach has like a lot of like coral reef that gets stuck in the sand a lot. So if you're the type of person that likes to like be in the beach, see pretty beach water, that may not be the resort for you. I'm not that type of girl. I just use the beach for pictures. So yeah. But since we're on the resort, I might as well go to my next point. So a lot of the resorts on the Virgin Islands do not have top shelf liquor, and if they do, you have to request for it. So when you ask for a shot, they're probably going to give you like some deviation of rum. A lot of their liquor drinks, strawberry margarita, it's all different complications of rum. And if you know anything about rum, and if you've seen it in my other videos, rum doesn't really get you drunk. Not saying it can't, but it takes large amounts versus maybe taking 3 shots of tequila or 3 shots of vodka and you're there. So I would definitely try to request top shelf liquor any chance you get, because like raw rum is just absolutely disgusting. Like I'm not gonna lie, I first went there, I asked for like 5 shots. I couldn't even finish one. It was just gross. I'm not sick, y'all. I don't have allergies. I just don't know where that sneeze came. Next point. If you want to go out, okay, I don't know. So y'all remember in the beginning when I said I went there on a vacation. I don't know how their nightlife is. And I know if you've seen on my other videos, I give you guys a lot of depth. Sorry, I just said something. I give y'all a lot of depth when it comes to nightlife in certain places, but I'm not gonna lie, don't really have a lot for you in regards to the Virgin Islands, because I went there on a vacation and my man at the time was not a goer-outer type of person. But even just aside from that, we weren't going there to go out, but like downtown is like, I don't know, y'all. It wasn't really it for me. Like, it's like a lot of restaurants and stuff like that, but like a lot of like lit clubs. I can't really give y'all too much on that. But downtown is different. It's not like downtown LA or downtown in the city where you're from. So definitely do your research on clubs. Do further research, and I would recommend TikTok. But I didn't see anything that was like, come here. But yeah. And next point, you probably could have inferred this, but there's a lot of poverty. And like not regular poverty, like we have poverty in the US, but clearly it's different. Like the poverty out there is really sad, and you see a lot of kids without shoes, without clothes, or like really dirty. Like, no shade, but like it's kind of scary. Next point. I would not recommend getting a rental. So for a lot of places, like if you're going to a place like Mexico, yes. But not for the Virgin Islands. So for specifically St. Croix, they drive on the opposite side of the road and their cars are on the opposite side. And then that's what I mean, like they're considered U.S. territory, but you know the way they go about things are foreign. So good luck. You know the roads aren't as the same type of roads in the U.S. So please keep in mind, if you would like to get a rental, if you would like to drive, in the Virgin Islands, the roads are more narrow and they drive on the other side. So just please keep that in mind. Me, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are comfortable doing things of that nature, go ahead. But one thing I would definitely recommend to do, and something that I wish I took more advantage of, is doing more things like on all of the Virgin Islands. So a lot of times there are like boats that can take you to and from different places. I didn't realize this until my last day, which was really fun in the Virgin Islands. I think I went ziplining, and then we did an excursion that took us to St. Thomas and back. St. Thomas is like a 15 to 30 minute boat ride across the ocean, and you could reach it. So I definitely feel like that's something I really wish I would have known, because I honestly would have taken advantage of that, and I would have explored St. Thomas or another island like more. I would definitely look to do things that aren't necessarily accessible here. And by that I mean like, jet skis and stuff like that. Like you can jet ski in the US. You can do a lot of things in the US. Do things that you wouldn't do, because they do have a lot of options. Like there's this like monkey excursion that I wish I would have done. But yeah. And that is pretty much it. If you guys want more, I don't want to make this video too long, because I tend to make these videos really long, and then y'all hearing me talk all goddamn day. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to have y'all here, but these are like the main essentials that I feel like you should know. If you felt like this video was helpful in any way, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me and connect with me on all socials at Esther Got Fans. I'm very interactive. I'm a very interactive person. Don't let the amount of followers I have on TikTok, on Instagram, hesitate you from DMing me or texting me, because baby, I will respond. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I wish I had that person to be there for me. One more thing, do not seek out a travel agent for the Virgin Islands. That's like, you don't need it. I would highly recommend it for every other trip, but for the Virgin Islands, not. But yeah, that's all. That's all I have for y'all today. Thank you guys for watching. This is a new year. I don't know when you guys are viewing this, but it's January 5th. So it's a new year for me, and I'm wishing you nothing but the blessings and lots of money going into this new year. That's all I have for y'all for today. Mwah. No bars.